back to school night. Happy back to school night. Happy back to school night from the comfort of your chair. Hey, parents. You know, it's times like these that remind me when I was a kid and I'd go out to my the grocery store with my mom, and we would she'd wear like her gray sweatpants and her like gray hoodie, and it probably had a stain on it, and she'd always be like, I hope I don't see anybody I know. And now you get to go to back to school night from the comfort of your own home in your sweatpants with a glass of wine if you want, and you don't have to worry about seeing anybody that you know. So there's a little silver lining. Welcome to choir. I'm Mr. Brandt. I've been teaching at West Springfield. I think this is my 10th year, so my 12th year in the county. I loved teaching at West Springfield. I live in the community, and I just think the kids here are amazing, fantastic students. This year, we're still trying to keep the community in choir. The way we're doing that through performance will be through virtual choir. We'll probably do one virtual choir performance a semester. We'll see what the cost is of that, though. I maybe end up editing all of those virtual choirs together, which is really time consuming, but my goal is for every student to have that experience. We're also keeping the dialogue alive during class. However, choir this year is still, we're still going to learn concepts, we're still going to learn technique, and we're still going to learn music theory and music history. It's more like a group voice lesson class. There's going to be a lot of individual instruction time, and there's going to be a lot of time for me to check in with your singer at home. The way that you can help your student be successful during our class is to give them a space where they feel comfortable and confident singing, and where they feel safe and free from criticism. So yes, they're going to be making strange noises. Yes, there will be sometimes loud noises, and I know that's not always conducive for other people that are in the home who are needing to get work done. If they do have a space that they can use during this class, perhaps, that they don't use during other classes, then maybe that's a compromise there. The other thing that can help them to be successful, it's not required, but it's like a nice perk, is possibly a Bluetooth microphone, which you can purchase on Amazon, and a pair of headphones. They don't have to be Bluetooth, but a nice pair of headphones or earbuds. What's nice about the earbuds is they have the microphone built in, and most cell phones these days come with those. It's nice to have the over-the-ear headphones because it does block out other distractions, and you get a more vibrant sort of tonal spectrum. But that is a super nice to have. The big selling point on the ear cup headphones is that they do block out extraneous noises. This stuff, again, it's not required, but it is a nice to have, and it does help them to feel more as if they are in the environment, in the singing environment, rather than in the home with other noises in the background. So we'll go next to talking about the syllabus and the class fees. This year, we do have to charge for digital music rights. So it's $20 a student to access our music for the year and to be able to duplicate and publish online music. That barely covers a song a quarter, because each song is about $5 a student, and we have 4 quarters. So I'll use the resources I have at school as well to supplement the music selection. And the other aspect of the class fee is $5 a student to receive practice tracks for every song that we do. We'll have professionally made practice tracks that students can slow down so that they can really dig into and learn their notes at a slower pace, as if we would do that in class. And these are individual practice tracks, and they're also full production practice tracks. So when we do get to the point where we're producing these virtual choir videos, they will be able to sing along with these professionally produced practice tracks. $5 a student for the year is actually a really good deal. The person who makes them is a professional singer in the Chanticleer Choir, or was a professional singer in the Chanticleer Choir, and now he has about 50,000 songs in a library and a database that he has access to, and we can always request a new song if he hasn't made it, and that's part of our contract, which is really cool. So each student does need to be able to access these tracks for the year. So $25 for the year covers basically music and practice tracks. Everything else is I'm creating and we're working through online. How are students graded? Grades are basically classwork grades. Every class will have a lecture or a mini lecture, and then we'll have likely a group activity where we work out of a slide deck or a PowerPoint presentation or some sort of activity. This is their classwork grade for the day, and it's also how I take attendance. So if you have a student that checks in but doesn't participate in the activity or doesn't do the work, I'm not going to count them as present. So that if they are here and for whatever reason they can't do the work, they do need to mention that. They can always come back at a later date to do the work that we did in class. Those are always available as links in Schoology. And the other thing that we do during class is one-on-one evaluation. So like this Friday, I'm going to check the students' range, how high and low they can sing, and I'm going to figure out where their registers are. This will be a one-on-one with me, either in a breakout in Blackboard or in Google Meet. We haven't quite figured out the format yet. And I'll be able to monitor the other students. We'll have a separate activity. And we'll rotate through virtually singing and me providing feedback. Students who are uncomfortable getting live feedback can request that I turn my camera off. I can still see them, but they can't see me. They are welcome to turn their camera off, but this does hinder the feedback process. It doesn't allow me to comment on posture, jaw tension, placement, whatever. They could be singing like this. They could be singing like this. I wouldn't know. The other thing they can do, if they're uncomfortable going one-on-one at the beginning, they can submit it asynchronously. They can do the work on their own and submit it. Now, remember, things like this, where I'm providing feedback for something like your vocal range, this is just a completion grade. I'm not assessing anything other than did you do this or not. As we get into it and we get into songs and stuff like that, or scale studies or tonal patterns, there will be times where I'm assessing their tone or their diction or their breath control, things like that. But that's only after we've established and practiced these skills. The one silver lining of virtual choir this year is that we're spending a lot of time slowing down the pace at which we learn, and we're really digging into technique. So if the students participate during class, they have the ability to grow as an independent musician exponentially. And the things that they practice during the day, during class, are things that they are holding themselves accountable. They are listening critically to themselves. They have no way of hearing anybody else around them other than me. So it's a lot of singing with Mr. Brandt. So there's a lot of intrinsic motivation that comes with this. And I really have to tell them that if they want to have any change in their voice, then they do have to participate in class, and they can grow exponentially in this format. We'll be providing opportunities for feedback pretty regularly this year, which is not always the case in choir. A lot of times choirs group feedback, but now they're getting individual feedback. So there is a silver lining here. There's a lot of opportunity to grow. The last thing that I mentioned about the syllabus is that choir this year is focusing on 3 areas. 3 main big areas are literacy, musicianship, and music history and appreciation. We'll establish a common dialogue, establish common terms, and establish a way of speaking about music. So that's all for Mr. Brandt. I hope you guys have a very happy back to school night. Happy back to school night. Happy back to school night from the comfort of your chair. Have a great evening. Thanks.